Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, and a hey now. Welcome to our number 4 of the line, Talk 99.5, Talk995.com, Andrew Mclain.com, and the Talk 99.5 app. Make sure you lock that in, buddy. It's got everything you need. You can listen to us live. They're still working on a radio tower, so you really need the app. You can also watch us live. We've got our YouTube video playing right there at the top of the app. So it is a good thing to have. A good thing to have. Chris on the text line says, have y'all talked about the story about the dog that picked up the lit firework and ran inside the house? Have you seen that?
I haven't seen anything about that.
Is it a video or is it a news story or what? Let's see. Let's look it up. Dog picks up firework. I guess I'll just look that up. Dog picks up firework. Oh, no, I spelled that wrong. It ain't gonna work. Firework. There we go. That's it. That's the ticket. I do not see anything on that. Should I Google it?
Well, yeah, Google's going to tell you.
Dog picks up firework. Okay, it's giving me a suggested. It keeps showing up the firework that's the dog, and you light it, and it looks like the dog's pooping. Have you seen those?
Yes.
I saw those everywhere this past weekend. They were all over the beach. Oh, there's one. It's hard to tell if this one's AI or not. No, that one doesn't look like AI. And they're like, oh, there's a bunch of them. He's like chasing people around with the firework in his mouth. Good job, doggy. He's probably trying to save the family, is what he's doing. Wow. Look at this one, bird. Oh, hang on. You see that? You can see the flashing of the...
Oh, dang. He's going to town.
Yeah, yeah.
He won't let go.
Look at this one.
Over in the neighbor's yard.
Look at him. That's wild. No, I haven't seen that story. I don't know anything about it. So maybe I missed it. I don't know. Maybe I missed it. Also in New York, Coney Island in particular, 8 have been injured in a 4th of July shooting there in Coney Island. Mom Dami comes out and says, "We will not tolerate it," which is laughable because they're not in the business of really prosecuting much of anything. It says while discussing a separate shooting of an officer, the NYPD commissioner, Jessica Tisch, told reporters on Sunday, quote, "In total, 8 people were shot, 4 adults and 4 children, ages 6, 7, 12, and 14. The preliminary investigation indicates that a family barbecue was taking place in the courtyard when an unknown male dressed in all black and wearing a black ski mask approached the fence line along Surf Avenue and fired multiple rounds into the courtyard. The individual then fled on foot southbound on West 30th Street towards Surf Avenue. She further said police are investigating whether it's tied to a confirmed gang-related homicide that occurred earlier in the week on the same block. It said a firearm was recovered at the scene with 10 shell casings, and police are still looking for the suspect. They said 7 of the victims are currently listed as not likely to die. That's a weird way to put it. One victim, a 21-year-old woman, was shot in the chest and is listed in critical condition. And then Moron Zamdami comes out and says, let us also recommit ourselves to the work of building a city where every celebration is safe and every holiday is joyful. He was giving well, that's ironic, given Mamdani's history of radical anti-police positions, including calling the NYPD racist, anti-queer, and a major threat to public safety, and calling for defunding the police. But, Mamdami gonna Mamdami, I guess. I got more stuff to talk about when it comes to New York. I'll get to that in a few. July 4th block party in South Carolina. This is a video I saw over the weekend. A female police officer was beaten by a mob of teens during a July 4th block party in South Carolina. And once they got a handle on the situation, remember, these are teens. They got this stuff called teen takeovers, where a bunch of thug kids come out and, take over a city block or take over a business or whatever. They recovered from these teens multiple firearms and a makeshift spear. Do these teens think are they cavemen?
What the?
A makeshift spear? It was hard to watch. North Charleston police said in a statement on the Crime Watch platform addressing the viral video, quote, a neighborhood block party that had been permitted by the city of North Charleston in advance of the holiday. Earlier that day, police leadership met with the event organizers to discuss the event, including traffic and parking plans to ensure emergency vehicles could safely access the area if needed. And then at approximately 8:30 p.m., officers began receiving reports of gunfire and individuals firing fireworks towards passing vehicles. Officers responded immediately and were informed by attendees that several people had begun discharging firearms. During the response, multiple firearms and a makeshift spear were recovered, and 2 female officers were injured after being physically assaulted. The one video I saw in particular, there was like 4 or 5 kids on top of this woman beating her down. Video from the incident shows one female officer being thrown to the ground by 2 individuals as one throws punches at her head. A black woman is then seen smacking the officer with a stick as the violent struggle with a male suspect continues. 2 officers stepped in to pull the thugs away, with one deploying his taser before slamming his knee into the chest of a man who appeared to have the female officer in a headlock. At least 2 were being seen being arrested in that video. Yeah, I'm looking at the firearms and the makeshift spear, which looks like it's straight out of a prison. Like, what? What is going on here?
Where was this again?
South Carolina, North Charleston.
South Carolina. Charleston.
Yeah, North Charleston. The absolute thuggery going on is crazy. It's crazy. And they got to get a handle on it, man. And in a lot of cases, it's woke states, woke cities that allow this stuff. I mean, I say woke, but I mean Democrats. Imagine what the 250th celebration would have been like had Kamala Harris been president.
Oh, God. There wouldn't have been one, I don't think.
Well, you don't have to imagine, John Bird, because the far-left outlet called Salon actually wrote what I think was probably an unintentional, hilarious piece imagining what America's 250th would be like if Kamala Harris had won in 2024. You want to hear some of it?
Absolutely.
It said, a 4th of July in Kamala Harris's USA. Since Donald Trump has turned our nation's 250th anniversary into a celebration of himself, complete with grift, let's imagine a 4th of July that might have been. In this alternate history, the 2024 presidential election ended differently. Vice President Kamala Harris was elected the 47th President of the United States. 2 years later, the nation is still marked by political polarization and economic uncertainty. On July 4th, 2026, America celebrates its 250 years since the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Perhaps the most striking feature of this alternate 2026 is tonal. The central theme of Harris's speech at the 2024 Democratic National Convention was, quote, take back the flag, a message she had touted since her days serving as a senator from California. Since her closing argument during that campaign emphasized turning the page on division, it's safe to say that unity in the name of patriotism would be her paramount goal during the festivities. Back in Washington, D.C., the atmosphere, this is another part of it. Back in Washington, D.C., the atmosphere feels less like a presidential production and more like a national family reunion. Instead of the protective fortification of concrete barriers and razor wire, the National Mall is marked by a sprawling, deliberate openness. The Harris administration would treat the 4th as a civic report card. Here is what the country has done. Here is who has benefited, and here is who still needs, or here is what still needs fixing before the 300th. In that world, fireworks might be accompanied by announcements about climate resilience projects or summer meal expansions for children. Imagine getting a speech from President Kamala Harris about climate resilience projects while fireworks are going off in the background. These people are out of their minds. Here's a cool piece
completely out of their minds.
Here's a cool piece of trivia for you. A Democrat has never served as president during any of the major anniversary celebrations of our country. Our 50th was John Quincy Adams. Our 100th was Ulysses Grant. Our 150th was Calvin Coolidge. Our 200th was Gerald Ford. And 250 was Donald J. Trump. So maybe we just got lucky on that front.
Maybe it should tell you something.
Maybe it should.
Jeez Louise.
But listen, I've said it once and I'll say it 100 times. We dodged a bullet when it comes to not electing Kamala Harris as president of the United States, because 250 would have been absolutely ruined. As a matter of fact, it probably sounds something like this. In marking the 250th celebration, several Democrat lawmakers had been asked, what does the 250th celebration mean to you? And also past quotes from lawmakers that I think would have been the core message from a Kamala Harris on the 4th of July.
Black Americans really created democracy in this country.
Right. That's exactly right.
How they literally made something from nothing.
This 4th of July, I say celebrate a Black woman that you know, because whether it's an invention that she made or whether it's the very democracy that still hangs by a thread right now, there is a Black woman to thank.
Somalis have always seen themselves as a fabric of this nation.
That immigrants from all over the world, Somalia, India, wherever they're from, Latin America, Africa, that immigrants have built this country.
You cannot talk about any achievement that the city of Boston has had in safety, jobs, and economic development, in education, without talking about the Somali community.
We love our Somalis. We love our Muslims. Oh, they're so good. Oh, they're so sweet. Hey, listen, democracy wouldn't even be a thing. We wouldn't even had a Declaration of Independence if it weren't for the Somalis. At least that's what Democrats told me.
Nobody wants to hear that but the Trump deranged folks.
They're the fabric of our entire democracy, the Somali community. How about that? That's right. If it wasn't for the third world, we wouldn't have lasted 250 years. You can assure yourself of that. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what a 250th celebration would have sounded like with Kamala Harris. Chuck Davis Law. ChuckDavisLaw.com. ChuckDavisLaw.com. My personal attorney, Chuck Davis. I'm telling you about him for one reason and one reason only. If you have a need for an attorney, well, I got the hiccups or something. If you got a need for an attorney, reach out to my buddy, Chuck Davis. He's going to take care of you. One way or another, he's going to take care of you. The main things he focuses on, I've told you before, personal injury like car wrecks or slip and falls or even wrongful death that you're owed compensation on. Maybe it's piling up medical bills or, somebody else's or business's negligence that has caused you to be injured. Or maybe you're in a situation where you got hit by somebody that didn't have insurance or whatever it may be. If you've ended up where you've lost a bunch of money because of somebody else, get with Chuck Davis. Also, same thing with the probate, contracts, real estate, paperwork stuff, wills. Get the wills taken care of, whether you're a son or a daughter or a parent or a grandparent. Make sure the people in your family have their wills taken care of. Even if they don't have a lot, they've still got cars, they've still got homes. Get that taken care of so they can decide where they want their stuff to go. It's not easy to think about death. I mean, think about passing away, but you still want to make sure your family's taken care of long after you're gone. And then divorce and custody, the worst ones, just the absolute worst. I advise you, if you are on the verge of a divorce, you need to get you an attorney as quick as possible. You want to be on the front end of that. You don't want to get caught flat-footed. You don't want to be the one getting served papers. You want to go ahead and get out in front of that thing. Chuck Davis is the guy that's going to be able to get you hooked up. So call him at this number, 205-823-9992. It's 205-823-9992. And online, chuckdavislaw.com. No representation is made that the legal services provided are superior to the legal services provided by other lawyers. Speaking of immigrants, how about this? ICE arrests 10,000 illegals across the U.S. in a 5-day span. That is a sharp surge in Donald Trump's deportation push. There had been some people complaining that we weren't we weren't deporting people at a fast enough pace, and I probably agree with that to an extent, but I also understand that there are a lot of moving parts when it comes to getting this stuff done, not to mention the bureaucracy of it all, the political back and forth in Congress, the constant pushback on anything Donald Trump does, and also the safety of the general public. Like, there's a lot of stuff that goes into making the decisions on what, when, and how heavy-handed you are to do things. And so that is the position the Trump administration has been in for weeks or for months, in trying to do this the right way. Well, if this is an indication of where they're headed, they're going in full speed ahead. ICE arrested 10,000 people over a 5-day stretch at the end of June, a massive surge for the agency carrying out Donald Trump's mass deportation agenda. That works out, John Bird, to roughly 2,000 arrests per day. Every single day.
There you go. That's the way you do it.
Mm-hmm. If ICE continues at that clip, that would mean 2 million deportations from the homeland by the time Donald Trump leaves office. That'd be a pretty big number. That would put a dent in what Joe Biden allowed to come across our border. Because there is a limit to it. I mean, there's only so much that ICE can do. The 5-day period started on Friday, June 26th, and ended Tuesday, June 30th. That's not when deportations ended. That's just those numbers in particular. The arrest figures were obtained from a person familiar with the data who spoke anonymously because the information had not been publicly released. And here's the interesting part. The agency shifted its approach. Instead of the high-profile arrest sweeps in major American cities, ICE moved to quieter methods to reach Donald Trump's deportation goals. The crackdown on individual cities may have cooled, but the arrests are going up. We recently saw at Scholarcraft, we've talked about a couple times, they made 30 arrests out there in Tarrant, here in Birmingham, Alabama. They're just seemingly going from place to place and hemming these people up. Here's what the AP reported real quick. Since day one, DHS law enforcement has been delivering on Donald Trump's promise to the American people to arrest and deport criminal illegal aliens, including murderers, rapists, pedophiles, gang members, and terrorists. Homeland Security said in a statement, "Our message is clear. If you come to our country illegally, we will find you, we will arrest you, and we will deport you." Clear enough, man. Clear enough. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Keep it going, baby. So, if you're here illegally, cause that's the rules, man. What you want me to do about it? Come in the right way. and you won't have to deal with this. Bottom of the hour, Wheel of Segments coming up. Ernest Financial, retirewithernest.com. Retirewithernest.com. That's the website for ya. Make sure you get in touch with them. 833-596-7233. That is that's the phone number. It's about your retirement, man. If you got over $50K in your retirement and you're building it up, you might want to go ahead and come up with a plan. Get with David Ernest, who's a friend of mine. He's been with this show since almost the beginning and has helped a lot of you guys out there. It's just a smart move to make sure. And I've traditionally said 55 or older, those of you that are getting ready for retirement, that's kind of ideal. But that's a category of people that are getting close to retirement. You need to go ahead and make a decision. But if you're a little younger than that, that's okay too. Don't feel like you can't call David Ernest and say, hey, man, I just want to make sure I'm in the right spot, that my money's being invested the right way, and I really want my money to be protected to make sure I don't lose money. They basically put a floor under your money, and the only direction it can go is up, and that's really what you want. So reach out to them. Make sure you tell them I sent you. 833-596-7233. It's 833-596-7233. And online, retirewithernest.com. And ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, it is time for the Wheel of Segments. Yeah.
Criminal facts.
Criminal of Soul.
Gosh.
Alrighty, here we go with criminals.
All right, Andrew, bring it, brother. Bring it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Up first, what we see so very often, John Bird, it's a headline that starts off with Florida man.
Florida's real big for that kind of stuff.
Florida man accused of stealing Smokey Bear signs could face up to 10 years in prison.
Dang. I guess because it's federal property.
Just like slashing up the reflecting pool, just like any of these things that you don't need to be doing, you're going to get in trouble.
You don't mess with Smokey the Bear.
This is out of Pensacola. A Florida man accused of stealing Smokey Bear signs from across the state and trying to sell them online was indicted by a federal grand jury on Monday. Trying to make $1. You remember how I used to say that there are, I don't know if you call it entrepreneurism or what, but there are so many people out there that are finding their own ways to make money. Unlike back in the day where the only way to make money is to go work for the man. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, people just kind of, come up with, whether they're running like a little micro bakery or a charcuterie business or even
pineapple and Kool-Aid,
like all of these different things that people are doing to make money and to work for themselves. By the way, it's not easy to work for yourself. You have to be a very dedicated and detailed individual.
Yes, you do.
To work for yourself. You may think that business owners just get to sit around while their employees do all the work. Not a chance, dude. Business owners bust their ass, and not everybody's got that in them to be able to do that. I think about our partners here. I think about, Paul and Jolie at Mandu. I think about Tony and Amy. I think about a lot of people that, They don't get to just sit around while their employees work. Mm-mm. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah, and they usually get paid last, if at all, when times are tough.
Yeah, in a lot of cases, the owners don't even get paid. They don't even make money. They're just trying to maybe weather the storm during certain times or whatever. And, so anyway, that's just a little side note. This guy has found a way to make money, but it comes on the backs of taxpayers as he steals his product. Hunter Drake Lovett, 30 years old, of Pace, was indicted on a federal charge for theft of government property. Investigators said they caught Lovett with the stolen signs in July of 25 after he tried to sell them on Facebook Marketplace for $1,900 each.
Good grief.
He's not a very smart guy. Oh, they have got they got a picture of this guy being arrested, and Smokey the Bear is actually holding open the police car door.
No. Can you show it?
Oh, let's see if we can show it to you. This is actually very funny. Here you go. Let's see. That's not AI either. That's really they really had him dressed up.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Get him, Smokey.
According to officials, the Smokey Bear signs were taken from state forest between Pensacola and Orlando. Florida Agriculture Commissioner Wilton Simpson mentioned the case in a post on X in 2025, writing, quote, "What happens when dumb criminals poke the bear? And big thank you to Smokey the Bear for personally assisting in the arrest." A jury trial is scheduled for this month, July 20th, the U.S. Attorney's Office said. Lovett could face up to 10 years in prison if convicted. Couple things here. One, don't steal. But two, actually three things. Two, why would you put them on Facebook Marketplace? Surely there's a different way or a black market to sell them. You're literally showing things that you stole on Facebook and saying, I'm selling them. And three, $1,900? How big are these signs?
Yeah.
I mean, is it supposedly some sort of collectible?
I guess there are people out there that would pay good money to have an official Smokey the Bear sign.
Well, good luck to that dude on July 20th, because he's going to need it.
Yeah, he is.
He won't need it, Coles. Next up, TSA finds live smoke grenade jammed inside jar of peanut butter. I bet TSA finds crazy stuff. A passenger at Indianapolis International Airport must have thought he was so smooth after he allegedly hid a live smoke grenade inside a jar of peanut butter in his checked luggage. As KTLA sister station WTTV first reported, Transportation Security Administration checked baggage. Officers They checked baggage. Officers made the bizarre discovery after noticing something unusual during an X-ray screening of the luggage and pulled the bag out for a secondary inspection. Supervisory TSA officer Anthony Villa and explosive specialist Michael Dunphy inspected the bag and found 2 live smoke grenades, one of which was jammed into a full jar of peanut butter. Dang, bro.
Well, did the guy, so the criminal didn't even smooth over the top?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, that'll pretty much give it away.
After all contents were removed from the bag, I thought, quote, weren't there 2 grenades in this bag? That's according to Dunphy. After additional inspection of all the contents in the bag, it became obvious the second grenade was the peanut butter jar. So I was surprised, he said. Bomb technicians were called in to dispose of the device, and the incident didn't impact airport operations. Well, if it's just a smoke grenade, just throw it outside.
Yeah.
TSA said an officer at the scene paged the passenger back to the airline ticket counter after the discovery was made. The passenger explained to TSA that a friend told him he could get the smoke grenades through the checked baggage screening by placing them inside a jar of peanut butter. The TSA has not identified the passenger or said if he's been charged with any crimes. Dunphy said he had never seen a live smoke grenade in a traveler's bag before. He said usually Alarms turn out to be unusual items versus an actual threat, so this was my most memorable call of over the last few years. He said the grenades were easy to identify, but could have created a significant danger if TSA screeners weren't vigilant and looking for threats. Indiana TSA Federal Security Director Aaron Batt used this incident to remind passengers that attempting to conceal a prohibited item will only result in more severe consequences.
Stupid. I mean, yeah, definitely criminals that suck.
Yeah, wouldn't do that, buddy.
That's
Wouldn't do
just
that,
so-
buddy.
What goes through a person's head? And I mean, can't you? I mean,
Who knows
can't you
what
buy a
he's gonna
smoke
do.
bomb when you get to your destination?
Yeah, I would think you'd probably order one, but not this guy. He didn't think of that through. Last up, instant karma.
Uh-oh.
Suspect has vehicle stolen while burglarizing a store in Howard County.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw this video, and it was quite amazing. In a twist of poetic justice, an Odenton man managed to have his own car stolen while he was busy allegedly burglarizing a business right across the street. Police were responding to a stolen vehicle report last Thursday morning when a burglary was reported just minutes later at a Verizon store across the street on Baltimore National Pike. Officers began to connect the dots after noticing blood on the store's window, as well as blood on the glasses of the man who reported his vehicle stolen. When asked to show his hands, officers discovered blood on his hands and shirt and placed him in handcuffs. Video posted by the department shows body cam footage of the man repeatedly denying being at the Verizon store, while surveillance footage allegedly shows him burglarizing it. One officer can be heard saying, "That's some karma right there, dude," before putting him in the back of the police vehicle. Suspect was identified as 29-year-old Jalen Goddard and charged with burglary, theft, and destruction of property. Police have yet to release details about the suspect who stole the alleged burglar's vehicle. They probably don't even care. They're probably like, it's just part of the game, cool.
Yeah. That's the way it goes, baby.
That's the way it goes, man. You was stealing and you got stole from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was straight up outside like, somebody stole my car. That's got to suck because, I mean, your options at that point is either don't call the police and just consider your car gone or go to jail. It's a matter of what's it worth to you. Because a burglary charge is going to get expensive, but your car,
Yeah, it'll cost you your freedom.
you can your car you can get another one,
Well,
I guess.
depends on what kind of car.
Yeah, it was some sort of truck, some sort of pickup truck. But
If it's like a 2023 F-250 loaded, then, you know, that sounds a lot different than a 2001 Ford Mustang.
yeah, that's true. I think it would probably come down to, do you have priors? And if you have priors,
Yeah.
that could possibly send you away for a long time. If this is your first offense, then maybe you try to get your car back. But, you know, if police are looking for you, then you may want to just take the L on that one and say, I'm not calling police. Maybe go back in the Verizon store, get a bunch of phones and sell them and try to make your money back on your losses there. I wouldn't advise that, but I'm just saying that's your options. And that's what we call criminals that suck. How about a little Alabama Men's Clinic for you? AlabamaMen'sClinic.com. AlabamaMen'sClinic.com. I won't get into the weeds, but I was talking to Jeremy earlier about the different treatments and stuff, and they really the men's clinic's kind of open about this. Obviously, they they run it through the medical provider to make sure it's okay. But you can switch up the type of treatments you want to do if you feel like one would work better than the other. Of course, they lay it all out there for you. They give you all the information you need to know as to what benefits you get from this and what benefits you get from that and this, that, and the other. And you can make an educated decision in that way. But their main goal is just, if you got low T, getting that number up, getting you feeling like yourself again, and not being tired all the time and just being low energy and cranky and everything else. The first step, though, is getting tested and seeing where your testosterone levels are at. We're about to send John Bird up there to get tested as well.
I'm going to go this week.
And you're going to tell us on the show what your levels are.
Absolutely.
And we'll go from there. So, and it's up to y'all now. You got to get out there and you got to get tested. And if you're comfortable with us, you can tell us what your levels are. We don't care. We'd love to see who's making progress and who's signing up and who's doing what, because I can already tell, and I mean, it's only been a couple weeks, but I can already tell that this stuff is going to be working out for me. And I think 6 weeks from now, I'll go back in, get tested, see where my levels are at that point, and see if I've made a dramatic improvement or if we need to up the doses or whatever it may be. These guys are great, though, man. It's very comfortable and laid back. You don't have to worry about feeling weird about it or anything, and they'll tell you everything you need to know. Alabama Men's Clinic. Y'all get with them. Do it ASAP. 205-598-7000. It's 205-598-7000. Online, alabamamensclinic.com. Alrighty. Noto Roofing, NotoRoofing.com, NotoRoofing.com. Yes. Get with them. You know the drill. Free roof inspection, complimentary roof tune-up. No pressure, no high sales. What do they call it? High pressure sales. None of that. No upselling you. No nothing like that. It's just simply getting you inspected, giving you a complimentary roof tune-up, and seeing how it plays out, man. See what you got going on. Maybe you don't even have issues. It's possible. But if you do have issues, big or small, they can address those, man. It's whatever you got going on, man, it's fixable. You just got to identify the problem first. And once you do that, then you can come up with a plan as to what you want to do next. So y'all hook it up. 205 848-2299. That's 205-848-2299. And NotoRoofing.com. NotoRoofing.com. Chris says they were teasing the dog story on Fox 6 this morning. So I'll try to see if I can look that up. Was that a was that a local story, I wonder? Or no? We have no idea. We have no earthly idea. John Bird, I'm glad you found your wallet, bub.
As am I. I'm looking forward to getting my little Apple AirTags. They should be there when I get to the house.
What was your reaction when you found that wallet that was in your car that your good buddy Andrew told you it was in?
Two things. The first one was, oh my gosh, just relief. The second one, I said, oh-ish. I was like, oh-ish, angry at myself.
Yeah.
And then I realized, no, there's no need to be, because I have people around me that love me and are willing to go to bat for me. So that's why my AirTags coming. I'm putting them on everything, my underwear, everything. I'm have AirTags everywhere.
I think we would have still gone down the AirTag route even if we'd have found it. I partly blame myself for not coming over that day and looking.
No, don't do that, dude.
I'm just saying it could have saved you a lot of trouble.
Well, it could have saved my credit card a lot of trouble because I'm having a hard time unlocking it now. I've got to call them.
Yeah, you might have to get a whole new card, Cole.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I can lock. You can choose to lock the card.
But you just can't unlock it.
I'm having trouble. I mean, I'm hitting the thing, but,
you don't need a credit card anyway.
Yeah, I'm just using it to build my credit.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. All right, let's get out of here.
Yep.
Leland Live. Is Leland returning today?
Isn't he on the road?
Yes, he is. He's on the road, but he makes his return to the